Hi students, it's Dr. Marks, and some of you might be getting some weird regression results where you just have zeros, zero for coefficient and everything else. I want to show you two reasons that that is happening. It's easy to fix and easy to understand why you're getting those results. I'm going to be using our practice data set, the one with student test scores. I want you to focus on columns B and C. So if you remember in this data set, we had exam scores, a function of whether it was male, upperclassmen, how many absences a student had, hours worked, math SAT scores, and so on. Now, I have added in female. Remember, even when we're dealing with simple dummy variables, there is actually an omitted category, right? We're looking at the effect of being male relative to being not male. But in this case, we only have two options, male and female. I realize that's not necessarily politically correct, but that's how a lot of research is done because that's how data is presented. Anyway, let's say that you have a data set and you have forgotten that you need to have an omitted category. Normally, we would get rid of one or the other and it doesn't matter, but here I have both. Same might be true for, upperclassmen. I had upperclassmen and lowerclassmen, but we only need one of those two. Remember, with dummy variables and categorical variables, we omit a category. I don't have any categorical variables here, but the same thing would be true if I had divorced, single, married, and widowed. That would be four categories. I only use three of them in regression. So this example is going to show you what happens if you forget to remove an omitted category. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to run this regression really quick. Remember, you click on your data tab. Here's my data analysis tool pack, clicking on regression. And I think I've already got this coded the way I want it. Remember, your input range, Y, is your dependent variable. And then I have all of my X variables. So I'm including male, female, upperclassmen, all the way through on campus. All right. So I'm going to tell it where I want my output. I'm going to stick it right here so that I can read it. I'm going to hit OK. Notice this confidence level isn't really relevant because regression, we don't tell it a confidence level. It just tells us a p-value. All right, get ready. Boom. Okay. Now, what's going on here? Look at these weird results here. So let me highlight them. And I'm also getting a weird result for female right here. All right. Well, why am I getting that? Because I don't have an omitted category. I have both male and female, right? And I can't do that. So what's actually happened here is that Excel has tried to run it. It has chosen to omit male and run it with female. So you notice that I'm getting a coefficient here and I'm getting a standard error and I'm getting a t statistic, but it can't give me a p-value because, again, I needed to have that omitted category. So if you're getting results that look like this is one possible reason you're getting them. What do you do to fix it? Well, you need to choose between your two states of your dummy variable, either include male or only include female. Again, sometimes you already know which one you want to use, or maybe my assignment instructions have told you which one to use. All right, so that's reason number one that you might be getting this really weird set of results. I'm going to show you one more reason. So let me just delete these results. All right, now a second reason, I'm just going to get rid of this female column, because I don't really need that, right? I know who the females are. That's a female, right? And that's a female when male equals 0. All right. Let's say that you wanted to compare, let's say maybe males to females or upperclassmen to lowerclassmen. I'm going to compare males to females here. Well, then I need to have two different regressions, right? So the easiest way to do this is to sort. I'm going to sort largest to smallest. Okay, here's my females. And so if I want to run a regression with only males, then I need to get rid of the females. So I'm going to get rid of all of these rows. Whoops, I'm not getting rid of the rows. Let's try that again. I'm going to get rid of all these rows. All right. Okay, everyone agree I have only males. Now, take a look at this variable right here. Notice the value is all ones. Remember, we're trying to look at the effect of being male relative to females. But what has happened? There's no relative to females because no one in this data set right here is female. So look what happens when I run my regression. So I'm going to do the same thing. Data analysis toolpack. I hit on regression. All right, now my dependent variable only goes down to 17. Let me just fix this really quick. My explanatory variables only go down to row 17. Again, click on that labels button because that's going to give you the labels that tells Excel that that first row is your variable names. All right. Look at this. Same deal. I've got this kind of gibberish here for male. Well, why? Because remember, when Excel is doing this estimation, it's trying to explain the variation, right? It's trying to explain the effect of being male relative to females, but there's no relative to part because there's no females. So it doesn't make sense to have this variable called male. So really, that should have been deleted because then I'm running regression on just males, right? So if you're getting that weird kind of result, it's because you have a dummy variable or a categorical dummy variable that is all ones. There's no variation. For you to be able to include something as an explanatory variable, it has to have variation, right? We're trying to explain the variation in exam scores based on people having different SAT scores and people working different hours. And if we had males and females, we are also trying to explain it based on what gender they are, but these are all males. All right, hope that makes sense. Easy fixes, guys, but a lot of times people get to this point and they see these weird results and it really freaks them out. So you should be good to go. It will only take you a second to clean this up and get on your way. Let me know if you have any questions and have a great day.